To see you.
What does it mean to you that this is somewhat unusual? It really is. You have over 60% of the country saying, I don't want either of these guys, and it's early. You have an incumbent president who in his video for why he wants 4 more years does not mention his record and looks like an insurgent saying, hey, if this other guy wins, look at all these bad things that are going to happen. And of course, even though it's called Make America Great Again, the pitch for the former president is completely reductive of how many bad things there are and how it's all going to get worse. These are dark days. That's why both men's numbers are at the bottom of the pile of recent presidents. What does that mean to you?
Don't panic. Don't panic. Chris Sununu, the eternal optimist, is here. Look, there's a couple things. So on the Republican side, when someone polls for the former President Trump, and they say, do you support him? And a lot of us are saying, yeah, you know, we support him because we think that what the DA is doing, you know, he's kind of playing that victim card. There's a very weak legal case happening in New York. Even, you know, a lot of the liberal legal analysts have said that it's a weak case and not there. So a lot of folks are saying, yeah, you know, you're picking on the guy. I don't think that translates into a vote 9 months from now. He still has to get on a debate stage. We still have to see all these other candidates. There'll be a coalescing of candidates. So it'll be former President Trump and 1 or 2 others. So a lot of politics to play out. The first debate won't even happen for another 3 or 4 months. So there's a long way to go. On the Democrat side, as you just pointed out, look, this is not the best of Joe Biden. Needless to say, this kind of weak, odd, you know, video release that's not really personable. It doesn't really have that touch to it. He's not going to run. We're going to have the First in the Nation primary, but he's not going to be running here, he has said, even though we will be going first. I think there's a huge opening for someone who has some money and is opportunistic, maybe someone with some name ID on the Democrat side, to come through and really kind of push him aside in a party where more than 50% don't even want him, don't think he should even be running for a second term. So there's a lot of opportunity in politics to play out on both sides for different reasons, and it's probably why I still stay very, like I said, very optimistic that we are going to get other candidates, other choices. Look, we're American. I mean, this is in our DNA to want the next generation, the next idea, the next 2.0. We don't settle, right? We don't settle for yesterday's news. We want the next thing, and I think there's just going to be too much opportunity to bring that to the table, allow America to take the next step, whether it's being smarter economically, being a world leader internationally. There's just too much to get done, and you can't win by being not the other guy.
Oh, yes,
you can't win by just being not for something.
Oh, yes, you can. That's exactly how Trump came in the first place, which is a rejection of everything that was there that played into so many people's disaffection. And it was a very savvy move for him. You can argue whether or not he's the right agent for their animus. But he came in as opposition is my position. And I hear you about opportunity, but I see even more on the right side of the ball, because an incumbent president is going to have presumptively the party behind him, whereas that doesn't have to be necessary on the Trump side of the ball. But he's saying he may not even debate. That's how sure he is he's got it locked up. And you know what? No one in your party is going to make him.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, look, you cannot say you're a fighter but refuse to get on the debate stage. You can't say that you're the tough guy but refuse to stand accountable. We're all about accountability on the Republican side. So I think the idea that he wouldn't get on the debate, that's wimping out, right? What happened to the tough New Yorker here? He's wimping out. I say man up, you know, get back in the saddle, you know, face the music, so to say, have the discussion, have the debate. You can't just say you're going to sit out because you didn't get to make the rules. That ain't going to fly. I guess he's getting some talking points off of it now, but at the end of the day, there's going to be a very high expectation that he stands on that stage. He just can't play the victim card for the next 9 months.
Would you want to use the same type of path that Governor DeSantis, another young governor, amassing a good record? He gets a lot more of attention being down there in Florida, and he makes more attention for himself, but taking on the culture wars, going after Disney, going after what books are for kids as old as high school, maybe even college. That is the path that he's taken so far, the culture war path. Do you think it's working for him, and would it work for you?
Well, it has worked for him to a certain extent. Obviously, his poll numbers are taking a bit of a dip. At the end of the day, I just try to get Republicans to remind ourselves what we're really about, right? Limited government, local control, low taxes, low spending, efficiency in government. You know, you go back to Trump. He said he was going to drain the swamp. He didn't drain the swamp.
Nope.
He said he was going to secure the border. He didn't secure the border. He said he was going to do health care reform. Nope. He said he was going to be smarter with our money, because remember, it's not the government's money. It's your money. It's our money. And he added to $8 trillion. trillion to the deficit, so to the debt. So, you know, all these things he said he was going to fight for. Okay, but he lost the fight, right? So we don't want fighters, we want winners. And so I think I'm trying to get Republicans back into, again, getting more independents back onto the team, because you can't win without them. More younger voters back on the team, because right now they're a bit disenfranchised with our messaging. You have a great product, but if you don't have the messaging, if it's kind of ticking people off, they're not going to show up in the polls. And at the end of the day, I want one thing. I want a winner in November of 24. I want Republicans to have a winner in November 24. Trump can't do it, but I think a lot of options, a lot of other opportunities going to be there with other candidates.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.